to look at a very common expression in English. In fact, this expression is so common that it has a recognizable stress pattern that you can actually hear without saying the word. The expression I'm talking about is I don't know. I don't know, right? You hear people say this all the time. I don't know. And in fact, it's said so often that it becomes condensed and it sounds like I don't know. I don't know, right? And you hear that stress pattern. I don't know, right? That shows uncertainty. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. And you can even say it without saying the words. You'll hear people do that all the time. Because it expresses the exact same words, I don't know, without saying it. Because we're so used to hearing that pattern, that intonation pattern, that you don't actually need the words to recognize it. You'll hear people say that with a little shrug of their shoulders. So now that we've looked at the most common way to stress, I don't know, now let's look at a couple of different ways that you can stress this expression. So if you're trying to say that you personally don't know, but somebody else might know, you can stress the word I. I don't know, but maybe he does, right? I don't know. So by stressing I in that sentence, you're saying that I personally don't know, but you're suggesting that someone else might know. So somebody else might have the answer. I don't know, but he knows, right? So you can sometimes add something afterwards in order to signal who knows, or just emphasize it by using stress on I. I don't know. If you really want to emphasize to someone that you don't know, you're going to stress the word don't, because that's a negative and negatives are stressed. And in this case, you're going to stress don't even more in order to make it more clear you don't know. I don't know. I don't know, right? I'm really, really sure. I don't know. If you're getting annoyed with how much somebody's asking you and you really just don't know and you want to really make it clear, you're going to stress each and every word individually and pause between the words. I don't know. You're making it very clear to the person. I don't know. So when you stress each word of that sentence, you are basically showing annoyance and you're making it really clear that you don't know and somebody else might know. I don't know, right? So if you're stressing each word of that sentence normally, it's actually showing annoyance. So that's why I want you to understand that intonation pattern. So I hope this tip was helpful for you. Once again, I'm Kim from EnglishWithKim.com. I'm your guide to the essential conversation skills you need to sound more natural in English. This is day 4 of 30 Days of Intonation. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below the video. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. I look forward to sharing more tips with you soon. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.